So I'm going to be showing you how to set rivets using this bag model. We're going to be setting these O-ring tabs here, and we're also going to be setting this tote strap here. The tools that we'll need are, first off, a hard surface for hammering and also for cutting the holes. And we'll need a hammer that we actually use to set the rivet. This is a rotary leather punch where you have a lot of different options here, but we're going to be setting the rivet on this smaller one here, and a mallet. And you can use a drive punch. This is size 3/32 instead of a rotary punch. This is basically just one size, and this is multiple sizes here. When you're using the drive punch, you'll be also needing a cutting board here. So you can use a drive punch or a rotary punch in order to make holes in your fabric. So I'm just gonna put the drive punch over my placement hole. And I have a cutting board inside the bag and cut some holes in my fabric. You can also use a rotary, especially if the holes are near the edge of your bag. Okay. So we're going to be setting a O-ring tab onto the bag here in order to hold a tote strap. So I'm going to show you how to do that. We have a leather reinforcement tab, the O-ring tab, 2 rivets, size 2205, and a 3/4 inch O-ring. So the first thing we're going to do is grab the reinforcement tab, and we're going to thread the post of the rivet through each end. And then we're going to come to the inside of the bag and put that on from the inside out, just like that. So that's what it looks like on the inside there. Then I'm going to go ahead and set up a rivet on the bottom. Okay, so it's going to click into place, but it's not set until we hammer it or take it into the industrial hand press. So I'm going to show you both of those things. And then I'm going to thread my 3/4 inch O-ring onto the tab. Then I can push my leather onto the post. Then I'm going to put a cap on it there. So that's set up. It'll hold you in order to set it. So then we're going to go ahead and turn this around so that the metal is in contact with the stone. And make sure that the O-ring is pushed down here because I'm going to be setting this top rivet. And then I'm just going to grab a hammer, making sure that it's just the metal on the stone. And I'm going to start with a light tap. The reason I'm starting with a light tap is because I don't want to go in heavy and kick the rivet sideways. So I want it to start to set before I hit it a little bit harder. And you can tell that the rivet is set when it starts to kind of indent into the leather and cause a little bit of a divot in the leather. You can see the difference here between the rivet that was not set and the rivet that's set. So now I'm going to flip the 3/4 inch O-ring up and out of the way. In order to set this rivet, I'm also going to make sure to move my pocket out of the way so my fabric isn't in between the metal and the stone when I'm hammering it. Okay, and that's manually setting our rivets there, and it turns out great. This is an industrial hand press fitted with double cat rivet dies, and the die set comes in 3 different sizes: small, medium, which is on here now, and large. And so we're going to be using medium. So with these, one of them is a little thicker and bigger, and that tends to be the bottom one, and then this one's smaller and it's the top one. So I usually put washi tape around my dies so I know which ones go together. So I'm going to slip that one in there and then put this one up here and tighten that in order to use it. And then we'll grab our project, and I'm going to go ahead and set this leather tab here, and I'm gonna turn it around and put this side face down because it's sticking up a little bit more than that, and it'll fit nicely in there. And then I'm actually feeling underneath, making sure it's seated all the way in. And then I'm gonna press it down, all the way down until it won't go anymore. And then I'm actually gonna stand up and lean on it and use my body weight, and I can feel it press down. So that's the first one set there. And then I will go ahead and set this next one. Okay. I'm going to show you how to set the tote strap onto the O-rings on this bag. So we're going to thread the tote strap through the O-ring, and then I'm going to go ahead and grab a rivet with the post, thread it from the smaller piece here into the front of the strap there, and then attach the cap just like that. And we're going to do the same. Then we're going to do the same to the other side. So coming in from the front of the O-ring to the back, take a rivet, thread the post in, flip the strap up, and then put the caps on. Okay, so this is ready to be set. So I'm going to go ahead and flip this over. And I want just the metal to touch the hard hammering surface. And then I'm going to grab my hammer, start with the light tap, and hit it a little bit more in order to set the rivet into the leather. And then the other one, I'll take over to the hand press and we'll set that. Okay, so we're going to set this rivet on the industrial hand press. I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. This is the side where the rivet is sticking out a little bit more, so that's the cap. So cap side face down, hold it in place, lower the hand press and lever until it doesn't go any further. And then I'm going to keep pressure on it, and I'm going to stand up and use both my hands and just lean on it. And that sets the rivet really nicely. Okay.